Chacha Vauzz is back and itching to get going here today. As just last episode, he was called into the office. His time will be coming soon to the show if we could keep up this stretch of play. And to help us try to do just that, we've made our first upgrades to the Perk rally time. With that, we are going to have a boost to contact late on in these games. We need a runner on base, offense losing, home game, and in the 7th or later innings. Additionally, with the leftover tokens from those upgrades, we boosted his vision up to a 68. And if we see him continue to bring in hit after hit, we might be getting that call here today. But until that happens, we've got a series to jump into today against the Red Wings, and perhaps we might even see some of the jumbo shrimp. But as we start off at home in this series, we will hopefully have a chance to see those new perks in action. But that would mean that we would have to be losing, so if we don't, probably all for the better. But as we start off today, Chacha Vauzz batting .362. Cuevas on the mound gives Chacha one to hit, and that is exactly why we looked for the boost to that perk. The contact, despite all the good timing we've had, has been rather inconsistent. So as we move throughout today, hopefully we see that become a little bit more consistent. Start to drive some of these. We've gotten plenty of singles as we're looking to avoid giving up a single here out in the field. Roby on the mound, we're looking to turn a double play for him. Hard hit. That's going to be over towards third. Chacha covers second. Looks to make the play at first, and it will be a double play to send us through the mid part of the second inning. And right on in to a dynamic challenge as we have taken the lead, but have 2 outs here, bottom of the third. So in that instance, home run ball or double. We're going to go with the double. Home runs have dried up for Chacha Vauzz over this hot stretch of singles. The pitch comes in. Chacha will take, but it does find the bottom third of the zone. And another one that he gets a bit too far underneath. That is where we need the drive from Chacha Vauzz. Rochester records the second out against Chacha Vauzz, though they are down 1-0. But as they have loaded the bases, top of the fourth, Roby in a rough spot. JT Aruda trying to hit at least one home here to tie this game. We have a force out at any bag. Hard hit, that's going to be over towards Chacha. Diving to try to get in front. It will make its way by. And taking the lead is Rochester. JT Aruda comes up clutch. And that gives them a 3-score lead. Chacha, he's still looking for his first hit today. He gets behind another one, but he sends it straight to the left fielder. He didn't have to take a step to catch that one. And Chacha is retired 3 straight times. As we move into the latter part of this game, we are down, we are at home, so we might see that perk unlock next at bat. It would be in the 9th. But they do have 2 in scoring range here with just 1 out. Riley O'Brien on the mound here for our Redbirds. Hard hit over towards Chacha, who will look to make the play then at home as the runner does go. And how does he find the run? Looked like we were well in front of that one. Is that the fault of the catcher or Chacha not getting that there a little bit quicker? Charged in. And it might be here on Chacha. The throw too far to the left. I don't know. That hand didn't look like it touched the bag to me. You could let me know. As we do have a dynamic challenge. Bottom of the 8th. 1 out. 1 on. And that means we should have that perk unlocked here for Chacha Vauzz. Rally time? Was that the one? Honestly, I don't quite remember the name of it. As Chacha swings underneath another one. That will be an O for today, breaking the hit streak for Chacha Vauzz unless the bats come to play late in this game. And it will come down to Jonathan Mejia in the bottom of the 9th. 2 on, though, for our Redbirds, but down 6 runs. In play, and through the infield, all the way to the right fielder, and we will score a run. 7-2 with 2 more on. And a few more batters in front of Chacha. Up to our leadoff man, Isaac Pacheco, to try to keep this rally alive. In play, and speared by the third baseman. It will be Red Wings taking game 1, 7-2, and an 0 for day for Chacha Vauzz, who just popped up anything that was within hitting distance. You really don't want to have too many games like that when you have the show keeping their eye on you. 66 and 67 is the record here of Rochester. But as we start off game 2, it will be with a dynamic challenge here for Chacha Vauzz. They aren't giving him the option anymore for singles. They're telling him he's got to hit better here. We need some doubles, better, home runs even. And he crushes that pitch from Cole Henry, but it goes foul. And strikeout on the 12-6 curve. Those off speeds below the zone have continued to be a hard spot here for Chacha Vauzz. But we will have a better opportunity to see him in the bottom of the third. No dynamic challenge, but a man on the corners. With a 0-0 run ball game here, Chacha Vauzz, a single would be a great thing now. Soft contact sends it straight to the first baseman. He could take a few steps over to record the final out, stranding 2. A rough start today for Chacha Vauzz as Rochester has opened up a 4-run lead. Not a good start for anyone here on the Redbirds so far, as Chacha will take the few steps over. Look to make a simple play here at first, recording just a second out. But with that, we will have another dynamic challenge here. Bottom of the 6th, looks like Chacha leading off. That average has dropped to 350. And now they're simply just asking him to get on base. It's what he's done the best over the last 20 or so games. There's the hit we've been looking for. A new hitting streak can start here as Chacha has reached first. And of course, we all know what to keep an eye out for once Chacha does reach base. Chandler Redmond getting RBIs with Chacha typically advancing to second and beyond. He has his extra step. Waiting for that leg kick and trying to pick him off. Cole Henry joins a list of pitchers who have not. Chacha Vauzz, he appreciates that now he knows he's in the pitcher's head. He's gone here. As that one is in play, into right. Chacha, a late jump to third, but he will get there in time. Hesitated at second, but Chandler Redmond once again comes through. Braden Yobert with nobody out. It's a 3-1 count and Chacha 90 feet away. Cole Henry, pitch number 66 here, will be high and will walk the bases loaded. A tough spot here in the bottom of the 6th after a good start. Can Chris Rotundo be the hero? Grand slam perhaps to tie this game up? We'll find out with an 0-1 count. And it will be popped up. Right field, and Chacha, he's going to go for it. Why not when you're down? Sliding in safely. He will get the first run on the board for the Memphis Redbirds at speed, just being enough. But quickly after, Rochester loads the bases themselves for Austin Hendrick. Our pitcher not having the best 7th either here. Need another double play. That one's going to be hit over towards Chacha, who will get the tag on the runner and make the throw, ending the threat here for Rochester and the Red Wings. And yet again, another dynamic challenge here for Chacha Vauzz, bottom of the 8th. Once again, we should have that perk ready to use as we are down here. Let's try to make sure we get on base. Or actually, no, we shouldn't have that perk because we don't have a man on the bases here. Leading off the 8th, Chacha, a nice little coach's hit to the second baseman. What is this, batting practice? We've seen far more from him, though we will have another opportunity. Bottom of the 9th, we need both these runners to cross, including Chacha, to tie this game up late. We got speed on the bases. Chacha will not poke it through, and he will not run it out. Red Wings take the first 2 games of the series, and Chacha playing his worst couple games that we've seen him since he got called up to AAA. Have the Redbirds found a way to beat Chacha Vauzz and his single after single game? They're now at 500. 67 and 67. Meanwhile, we are still well beneath that. 61 wins ourselves, as we are starting off here in the field with 2 already on. Jackson Clough in the batter's box, trying to bring them home and find some early runs. We got Teodo on the mound, looking to turn a double play. Going to be hit pretty squarely over towards Chacha. We'll have to get the flip towards second, and we'll be in time. We get our pitcher out of another rough spot to end the top of the first. How about we put their pitcher in a tough spot, bottom of the first. Chacha, 349 batting average. Still not bad, but it is sliding. The man on first. Chacha will get behind that fastball, but not going to poke it into a good spot. Left fielder comes over and makes the grab in time. We'll have to wait till later on in this game to try to keep that hitting streak, or actually really start that hitting streak officially. The top of the second, it's Morales up to bat, and we've seen a lot of action already in the start of this game. Looking for a simple play, made to first with no one out here, 0-1 count. Gonna be hit pretty hard over towards Chacha, but again, that shuffle step is there, and so is the throw. Morales retired. It keeps this game level. As we jump now to the bottom of the fourth, Chacha Vauzz looking to get something done here. Fly out in his first at-bat of this game. Tyler Scoff has come on in here, and he gives Chacha one to poke into the outfield. I mean, not much behind that. Good timing, contact good, but not much power. That's really been the piece of his game that has more or less disappeared after his first couple games here at AAA. Now Redmond behind. Chacha with an extra step. Are they going to look to pick him off? No. Chacha will go then, or can trot on over towards second, as Redmond is walked, putting 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the fourth. Braden Yobert 1 for 1 in this game. He's up next with 2 on. 1-2 count Tyler Scoff. Can he find the out here? Chacha, he has his extra step, and now they're trying to find him over at second. That one was probably the closest that a guy has come on a more simple pickoff attempt. Not going to work, though. Chacha, once again, will get that extra step. He loves stealing third, and he'll look for it here as nearly hit. Does end up dropping, but Chacha's going to have to stay over at third as he was waiting to see if he had to get back to second. Yobert, he loads the bases for Chris Rotundo. He hit us home in a previous game, a sac hit. Can he drive us home here with a good hit? In play, we'll make it towards second. They'll get the out there, but not at first. It is a fielder's choice as Chacha puts up the first run of Game 3. In fact, we would tack on 2 more. 3-0 come top of the fifth as we are back out on the field. Pretty good day on the mound for Teodo. Looking to keep that as such. With a hit over towards Chacha, a bouncer that he will get in front of and find the man who bats behind in Redmond at first. And how about bottom of the fifth? We try to find some insurance and get this series hopefully going back in our favor. No one on for Chacha, 1 out, as Adone has come to play, and he's got Chacha down 0-2. Making contact here, though, but sending it into range of center field. A fly out in right center. Keeps this game 3-0. Or in fact, would make this game 3-2. Top of the seventh, Elijah Green stepping in here for Rochester as they're trying to fight their way back into this. Now, we've seen these games completely go lopsided late on. Let's make sure we don't let that happen. With a dribbler over towards Chacha, a simple play is all we need, and that it will be. But how about we try to get something done here with a dynamic challenge? And insurance this time really is needed. Only up 1. Come bottom of the 7th, we got a man on second. And I would love to drive in one or more runs here, so that's what we're going to focus on. Team ball over token for Chacha Vauzz. With 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th. Chacha takes the circle change low. And a dribbler here from Chacha. The speed. Not quite there that time, and we definitely don't send the runner home. So just up 1 as we head to the 8th. And another dynamic challenge for Chacha Vauzz. And are you kidding me here, the show? 9-4 Redbirds take a massive lead in extra innings. We need 5 runs here. So how about we try to drive one in then? We missed the opportunity last time. Though them putting up so many runs here late, I don't know if it really would have mattered. Let's see what we could do. Taking that pitch just off the corner. And getting under another one. Weak contact, Chacha. The runner, though, will look to advance to third as he slides in safely. So we do something, but might not be enough. In fact, we'll get one more on the bases as Chris Rotundo is trying to drive one of them home. Man on the corners, 2 outs, it's an 0-1 count. And getting a good drive on this one, it's headed back to the right fielder's mitt. Redbirds struggling against the Red Wings as they drop the first 3 games of the series. Chacha with a hit in 2 of those 3 games. We need a little bit more from him if this Redbird team is going to find their way back into things here and win 3 straight. We'll see you soon in St. Louis. Well, that was what we were hoping for. We just haven't quite seen enough in these first 3 games. Hopefully St. Louis is not questioning their decisions on possibly calling up Chacha. With a 2-0 count, Chacha will once again get underneath these pitches. We wanted to get under a little bit. If we're doing anything, we're barely getting it through the infield. We're definitely seeing a different look here from Chacha Vauzz than even the last episode where he wasn't hitting for much doubles or even triples, but he was still getting some solid contact. Right now, we're barely getting that contact. With the investment into the perks, hasn't quite come through. With a dynamic challenge, let's try to get one on the board here. Chacha, another soft bit of contact here, out in front of it. And it's just not doing anything for Chacha Vauzz right now. But the stands are at least looking pretty solid here for a AAA team. As we jump now to bottom of the 6th, Red Wings still hold that lead, 1-0. We've got a man on, though, nobody out. See if we can work him around. As Chacha, he's a little bit in front of that fastball, 96 though. And there we go. Some better contact, good. Still not going to be a hit, though, for Chacha Vauzz. He flies out once again in right center field. So whatever it is here that Rochester has figured out with Chacha Vauzz, we've got to hope that other teams have not gotten the memo. Top of the 7th, we do have a tie game here as we did score our first run, 1-1. Now we just got to try to keep it tied until we can take the lead. Chacha out in the field today, for the most part, pretty solid, as he'll look to make the out here towards Redmond. Can we see something happen with that bat, or is it time that we change up the bat? I don't know. We'll find out here depending on what Chacha does to finish up this series. Mason Thompson on the mound now with 1 on for Chacha, 2 outs. We need some solid hits and a good take. And more soft contact, but this time Chacha still will not run it out. Ending the 7th. Where has the bat gone for Chacha Vauzz? Perhaps thinking a little too much about finally getting that call up. If you're going to get it, you're going to have to earn it. And right now, that average is plummeting. But we've got to worry about Jack Dunn, as we still have a tie ball game here, top of the 8th. Smashed. That one will be taking a ride. Left field warning track and caught. Not sure why we had to jump in and watch that, but I guess someone just wanted to show us what some good bit of contact can do. But it's the same result as we've seen from Chacha. It's an out. So that is what we don't want to see here. Bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. A runner on. He's not in scoring range unless Chacha could really poke this one through the gap. Andrew Laura trying to make sure he doesn't let that happen. Well, it didn't look like that last out. In fact, it's a soft bit straight to the first baseman, who will send us then 2 extras. And top of the 10th. Still 1-1, though, 2 on as Paul Witt is up to bat. He's 0 for 3 in this game. Now, when we get to the bottom of the 10th, we will be on second to try to help the team out that way. We haven't got on the bases, though, naturally much in this series. Hit over towards Chacha. He'll have to make the double play here towards second and in time at first. The fielding has been clean. We could use a little bit of that at the plate. Chandler Redmond will get us going. 49 RBIs. How about a walk-off at number 50 here? Or Chacha instead, not paying attention, is picked off. And Laura could be added to the group of pitchers who have finally done enough to sit Chacha Vauzz down and end the threat here, the Redbirds. And of course, bottom of the 11th, Rochester has taken the lead. It has not been a good series here for Chacha Vauzz. Helvey trying to end this game as that one will take a ride. But center fielder tracks back and collects. Redbirds, they take the first 4 games and will win this series. Right now, we're just hoping to avoid the sweep. For Chacha, that average has dropped underneath 340. About 15 games ago, that was up around 440, fouling off the circle change. Okay, maybe that'll be something to help us out then. Getting drilled in the back by a 96 fastball. Chacha will reach the bases. But that's gotta hurt. Hopefully it'll knock some good hitting into him then. The man in front of him, no stealing attempts and no pickoff attempts this time. We're just waiting for a good hit from Redmond. And Chacha, well, that was close. I don't know if he got down in time to actually get that out, but they're going to say double play. So everyone's struggling right now for the Redbirds as once again we are playing from behind. I feel like we jinxed ourselves purchasing all those perk upgrades for when we are trailing at home, because that is what we've done through about 80% of this series. Down 4 runs. Chacha with a hard hit ball right towards him. He'll run in at it. He's not scared of that ball. He will make the throw to Redmond, and we will get an out at first. How about we at least reach first? Chacha Vauzz stepping up to bat. Bottom of the 4th, it is now 7-0. Well, we haven't done much at all, so let's just try to get something going here and just get on the bases. Chacha sends it to the first baseman, and we will head right back to the dugout. Nothing doing here throughout this stretch for Chacha. Oh, no. Something's got to change here for Vauzz, so what are we thinking then? With 2 out, 1 on first, bottom of the 7th. Vauzz, what do you got in store for us here? He'll lay down a bunt over towards third, and the third baseman will miss the play, and they're going to count that as a single. We are going to take that. Nothing good, but we will take it. That gets 2 on here for Chandler Redmond, who has a fly out and a ground out today, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to hope that we can overcome a 7-run difference in this game. As the pitch is in. And loading the bases then. That could really put a good dent in this deficit for us if Braden Yobert can get a nice hit. Poke it into the outfield. We could probably plate 2. Chacha waiting. That one is in play. Second will have to get back and will make the out at first, keeping us blanked on that scoreboard. 7-run lead for Rochester. But why not? Dynamic challenge then for Chacha, bottom of the 7th, as we are trying to not be the final out here before the 8th. Why not? We're going to go home run ball here, or at least that's what we hope. Chacha will be power swinging here because the normal swing has not worked. He fouls back the fastball. And he will get contact, but it is nowhere close to a home run. He flies out mid-right field. As we end the 7th, it is still a 7-run lead. The Porch cannot be happy with what they've seen throughout this homestand, but 2 on here, bottom of the 9th. This is where we need some hits to come. Chacha Vauzz, drive in 1. How about drive in all? We will be greedy. Zidane still on the mound. Got the best of Chacha last time. And a high fastball Vauzz actually lays off of. And there it is, Chacha over the top of the first baseman. We will not be advancing all, but the runner will slide home as we do advance the other runner all the way to third. We get the first run on the board then, and it leaves some space for Chacha Vauzz to try to steal here. Adone, do you want to try to pick us off here? No. So Chacha will go as that one is in play. And Chacha, he's going to try to get over towards third. Or he's going to try to go home? Okay, well, game's over. Chacha Vauzz decided we're not playing anymore here. Didn't want to stay at third, I guess. I don't know. But he got a hit, he got an RBI, so I guess that's where we're ending the game. Well, if that doesn't perfectly describe how this series has gone so far, or the fact that we're already down 6-0. Well, are they breaking out the brooms here? We've got 2 on. Bottom of the first, no outs. We're batting third in this one. Let's see what we could do here, because we're just playing for chaos now. And there's a big one. Chacha going back and goes over the fence. I thought that just went under the fence. How about a 3-run shot here for Chacha Vauzz? We're going to need to see that in replay. He just smacked his first home run in over a month of play, and maybe we're not quite out of this last game quite so far. But let's take another look here as Vauzz goes 407, 106 exit velo, and yeah, that one did very much go over the fence. And we make this a 6-4 ball game, batting again, bottom of the second. All right then, Vauzz. Does that mean that the power is back here for us? I think it does. Did Chacha just go back to back? Yes, he does. He hits it to the same exact spot. I think we found the one bad pitcher here at Rochester. But Chacha Vauzz goes back to back, hopefully ending the blues here for Memphis Redbirds. And with that, ties this game. And that would stand till bottom of the 4th here. Now we have a man in scoring position. Lara's up on the mound. Well, Vauzz, what do you got here for us? He lays down a bunt that will not stay fair. That is unfortunate. 0-1 count then for Chacha Vauzz. And he'll take that one below the zone. That one should be in play, though. Not gonna droop down in 4th. But it definitely didn't roll foul. We can't hit home runs every time or apparently get those clean bunts. But 6-6 we will take. We got to make sure we keep it that way with 2 on as Joshua Baez is up to bat. We got Riley O'Brien on the mound, and he only has a 1-1 count. So we got to look to turn a double play here then. Gonna be hit pretty hard through the gap. Runner will look to go home and take the lead. Red Wings, they've come to play every single game. And honestly, it surprises me that they are not one of the best teams down here at AAA. We played against 2 of them in the last episode, and now we're looking to lead off here, bottom of the 7th, down 1 run. With a .345 batting average, that has climbed with the home runs. That one's not going to be a home run. He definitely got under it. Good timing, but the contact is weak. Then to the 9th we go as Chris Rotondo is up to bat. Chacha on deck. It's a 3-2 count with 2 outs as they're trying to make the sweep complete. That one's angling towards the foul. No, it ran out of gas to go foul. In fact, it ends with us on deck. We get swept by the Red Wings. I think that is the first time Chacha Vauzz has been swept in this entire series of MLB The Show. And coming off such a rough series, there will be no call-up yet. But instead, we'll try to pick ourselves up here by opening up a package, just still looking for a couple bits of equipment. And that might be something we could use. Some gold cleats? All right. And in fact, we only had silver on before, so how about the Addy Zero Afterburner 9 NWVs? Will that pick up the play here for Chacha Vauzz? They got a little bit of a pink accent to it. All right. Now we also have 13 tokens we want to use. And frankly, I don't think the perk really helped us at all. In fact, I feel like they hindered us. So we're going to not choose to do any upgrades with the perks. We're going to go back over here to our contact. I want to get that plate vision up to 70. That leaves us with 2. And perhaps where we should go is get 1 boost here to fielding. That will raise our overall from a 68 to a 69. We're closing in on that 70 mark. And we're going to take that upgrade straight on into the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Series. But we will get halfway through this one. Now, the Jumbo Shrimp, they're also not doing too good this year. One of the bottom teams in the East International Division. And we're starting with no one on. 2 outs here for Chacha Vauzz. Taking that one, called a ball, a favorable call there from Chacha Vauzz. Definitely a strike. Noble Meyer, though, bit unlucky for him. And then Chacha will give this one a jog behind the right fielder, who will trail back and make the catch. So no massive hits to get this one started. In fact, we're looking for a massive play made in the field, as Munoz is on the mound, already 32 pitches. With the bases loaded, 1 out. We're looking for a force out at any base. Trying to get him out of a tough spot, and they're going to lay down the bunt then. Chacha just gets to watch as they find another run. 4-0 here in the bottom of the second. That is how you lay down a bunt. We've tried plenty of times to very few successes. But now the bases are loaded for Chacha Vauzz. We can make a big difference here with a strong hit into the gap. Home run would be great. We'll take a grand slam. I think we've only done that once. But a solid base hit will also do. Sending that one just foul. Would have played it at least 2. We've got some decent speed out there. 0-1 count. They left that one up. Chacha, though, gets a bit too much underneath it. Runner will look to give us at least an RBI. Safe at home. We will take it. A sac fly here for Chacha Vauzz. But that wouldn't quite matter, as Jacksonville would tack on even more runs. 7-2, bottom of the 4th. Though no one else is on, it's 0-2 count and 2 outs. Let's just try to end the 4th here. We've already got our second pitcher in this game. Chacha will cut it off and look to show off a little bit more of that fielding. We could really use with some big bats to just try to pick up our, only win of today's episode. That would be great. Noble Meyer still going here, as Chacha will sit on that fastball high in the zone. But getting behind that one, right field and off the wall. Chacha will run on into second with a stand-up double. Those are more of the hits we need to see from Chacha Vauzz. Only his 15th double of the season. But he'll send that one about 334 off the bottom bit of the wall. Not too bad for Chacha Vauzz. Gets him 180 feet away. And now he's going to look for third. As that ball bounces, Chacha slides in well ahead of the throw. Our first steal with those new cleats on. How about we find our first run with those new cleats on? 7-2 here, as that will be a soft hit ball. First base will block it and make the throw, but the run still scores in Chacha Vauzz, now putting us down by 4. Or down by 5, as they would immediately get one back. So, all right, we're still down 5. Top of the 7th. Redbirds massively struggling right now. And Chacha with another bit of soft contact will send that one about 6 feet just in front of the left fielder. It looks like we're going to quickly get through this game as we're now down 6, 10-4. We are on deck, though. Is Jose Faramine? Maybe? I don't know what that little accent above the I does, but apparently what it does is not swing at the ball. The strike ends the game, and it is another horrific one here for the Redbirds. Cameraman doesn't even want to show the team's faces. That's how bad this has been. At least for Vauzz, his struggles still come with some solid bit of hitting. Some singles, just got the double, a couple home runs in the last series. That's about all we did. And now a boss challenge. I think this is only our second time we've had a boss challenge. What are we looking for then? Besides a creepy face for the man on the mound. Top prospect here, we got a man on first. We've got 1 out. Hit a double or better, we get 3 tokens and 40 bits. Hit a home run, probably not the case. Get on base is just 60. Let's go double or better here then, as we're batting from the left side. Robbie Snelling on the mound with a interesting walk-up. Oh, and he left the curveball hanging. Chacha's just too far ahead of it. Fouls it off. And sat down, looking for one well out of the zone. Well, we've had 2 attempts at a boss challenge, and I'm pretty sure we failed both of those attempts. We move to top of the 4th then. Robbie Snelling still on the mound, but no boss challenge this time as Jacksonville, they've taken a 1-run lead. Chacha, really good contact on that, but he's early, and it will go foul down the third base line. Good bit there, though. Good contact. Unfortunately, it's not a good placement. And Chacha once again retired in this game. So how about in the 6th then? 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. Batting .340 yet again here. No one on for Chacha. It's a 1-0 count. Snelling, he's got pitch number 68. And Chacha will sneak it through the infield. Another single for him. That's what many of his has been over the last month of play. For the Redbirds, it gets someone on the bases. That's something they really have not done much the last series and a half. Chacha with that extra step. Snelling looking his way, but not throwing his way. Ball's in the dirt as Chacha will take the bag, stealing second. And that puts him over 20 on the season, number 21. 90 feet away. Chacha extra step. He's looking for number 22, though this one is in play. First baseman will look to make the out at first, but Chacha digs on home for the first run here of Memphis. We would get one more to cross come our next at-bat. Top of the 8th. Seth Martinez now throwing the ball towards Chacha. Maybe a little bit too close there. And popped up. It looked like it was going to be off speed, but it never dropped, and Chacha will send that one just 2 feet to the left of the catcher. The bottom of the 8th then will take it to the field, trying to keep this a tight ball game. Look for a rally then in the 9th. And it's John King on the mound. Haven't seen much from him because we really haven't been in too many close games. Over towards Chacha, a little bit slow. We'll have to step in at it. And we'll look to make a interesting throw there. Didn't need to have that much juice on it. Good job, Redmond, to glove it. They'll take us then to the 9th, where it will be Zach Levinson, our last bit of hope here. If he could get a single, put a couple on, we get a couple more singles, and who knows, maybe Chacha will have a chance. But right now, it's a 2-1 count with 2 outs. As Soriano is trying to end this game. Hit towards short, who will make the throw to second, keeping us still without a win in today's episode. Oh, we saw a flash of someone's face. Cameraman, can't allow that. As we go then into the final game, Chacha Vauzz starting off with a normal dynamic challenge here. And we have no one on, 2 outs. We're going big swinging against Jansen Junk. Does he throw much junk? What do we got here? Well, he gave us one right down the middle. It's some good contact. Slightly late, but it actually plays to the left of first baseman. He makes the play anyway. And Chacha quickly is retired to end the top of the 1st. So then we'll go to bottom of the second as Jacksonville with no one on, no one out. It is Troy Johnston leading off here against Mike Burrows. Got an 0-1 count. We're just looking to make a play over at first then. The pitch is in. A dribbler towards Chacha. Once again looking to make a simple play. Will run in and deliver. Now we just got to deliver with a massive opportunity. Top of the third. Bases are juiced. Chacha has one out and crushes that ball foul. And a dribbler to the pitcher who will get the out at home. Chacha, if you were going to have such a small bit of hitting there, I would have just tried to lay down a bunt. Jason Junk, though, with a great play. Gloves it, makes the throw to home, and then home also retires Chacha. Well, we keep missing opportunities. We're not going to have many runs, and that has been the stretch here for us in these last 9 games. 1-1 here, top of the 6th. Chacha once again will send the first pitch foul. And another bit of soft hitting then for Chacha. This time he sends it to the shortstop, but the result is the same. Another out here on Chacha. One thing that hasn't been much of a disappointment, though, today has been the play in the field. Knock on wood, cross your fingers, that does remain the case here, as we've got just a few more times out in the field in this episode, as it is hit over towards Chacha, who will have to run in on it. Soft contact around the board here today in game number 3. The top of the 9th. It will be a deficit for Chacha to try to help dig us out of. 2-1. Soriano again trying to end a game. Vauzz, though, fouling off. Not going to be fouled, but it doesn't look like that one will fall. Chacha will give us 2 outs then in the 9th. And Chandler Redmond, the game will then move on to him. 2-1. It's an 0-1 count. We're down. And the pitch is good enough to get a bit of contact, but it's going to send him a half step behind center. And we will go a full episode without winning a single game. Chacha's wanting that call up more so just to get away here from the Redbirds. And following this just horrific stretch of games here for the Redbirds, you could understand why. A lot of losses just stackpiling. We've seen some stretches where we've had a couple losses in a row, but nothing quite like this. We'll have to try to bounce back next time as we finish out the series against the Jumbo Shrimp and then face the Saints, one of the few teams that are worse than us. We might change that. So if things go well for Chacha, he won't be around for that. But I don't know how this last stretch is really going to affect things. The average, while still really good at 335, dropped quite a bit in this episode. We had some good stretches. We had some bad stretches. Overall, Chacha, he's still playing well. We don't want to harp too much on him. He's still one of the best players on this team. We just expect a little bit more from him than what we've seen today and what we've seen from the team in total. So why don't you try to boost their spirits, leave these guys some love, hit that like button, and make sure you stick around for hopefully next episode when we do finally get that call up. I'm going to cross my fingers, knock on wood, that is the case. We'll see you back here on Thursday for the next stretch here of Chacha Vauzz. But do not miss tomorrow as we have week number 2 and 3 with the Jacksonville Jaguars and a pretty young group stepping in and filling a couple key roles and looking pretty impressive out the gate. And of course, same with the Stanford Cardinal. We'll be back there on Friday. We got a lot coming at you. We'll see you around as long as you make sure you stick around, hitting that bear icon on the bottom right or scrolling down, hit that sub button and tap that bell icon. Chacha Vauzz, he's looking for that call up. How soon will it be, or will we have to wait a little bit longer with what we saw here today?